I'll admit, I was excited when I spotted this when logging into my email provider. It's been a goal of mine for some time, but what's better, a few days later, this, and then spotted this, and it continues to grow. I'll break down exactly what I'm doing to achieve this kind of email list growth in this video. I'm Phil Pallen, a brand strategist. Welcome to my channel where I share practical advice to build your brand. Today I'm in Medellin, Colombia, and I'm looking forward to breaking down email marketing growth with you today. I get it, email marketing isn't nearly as sexy as Instagram or other social media platforms, on the surface at least, but I actually think email marketing is something every savvy entrepreneur and business owner should be prioritizing within their business. So today, let's look at the what, why, where, and how of email newsletter growth, starting with what. What is email marketing? Really quickly, it's the practice of gathering and marketing to email users that express interest and consent or opt-in to receiving communications from you, which you'll then do in mass. This is called different things: an email newsletter, email marketing, or something else that's branded. And why is it great? Well, you may have heard other marketers describe social media as rented land. That's exactly what it is. Your Instagram followers, Facebook fans, YouTube subscribers, yes, you've got access to them, but the access is defined purely by the platform itself, kind of like a landlord. At any point, that platform could limit your reach, increase the price of rent, and entirely control your access to your own audience. Years ago, Facebook made boosting posts pretty much mandatory if you wanted your content to be seen by more people, and we're noticing something similar on Instagram as well, obviously owned by Facebook now. Well, what about email? Well, think of it this way. How often do people change their email address? And while I can't guarantee your subscriber will open your email, that's totally on you to have a compelling subject line and good, relevant content. So I can't guarantee that they're going to open it or read it, but there are no limiting powers or landlords, and that's exactly why I get excited about this platform. Now, why am I growing so quickly? Well, I'd like to start off by saying I'm certain there are other entrepreneurs growing much faster than me out there. However, email marketing is relatively a new endeavor for me. It took me years to get into it, likely because of my own personal bias. Not really a big fan of spending time in my own inbox, but I think 10,000 is pretty decent considering the bulk of that happened within the last year. And it comes down to 4 reasons, and we'll go through those right now. Reason number 1. Consistency. And it pains me to list this as the first reason because it's so dull. It's something we all know. We hear it about the gym and about workouts. We hear people banging on about being consistent, showing up, doing the work, and seeing the results. But unfortunately, this is true. It's dangerous to have people sign up for your email list and then let them go too long without hearing from you. In some instances, they might even forget they sign up for your list, so they'll unsubscribe right away, or even worse, they'll report you as spam, thinking you emailed them without their consent. So avoid too much time passing between email blasts. This is a little bit like working out, as I mentioned, at the gym. The more you show up, the more consistent you are, the better the results. The higher the subscriber retention you'll have. So now the most boring reason is out of the way. Let's keep going. Reason number 2, incentive. What's the incentive someone has for joining your list? I'll give you a hint. Signing up to receive updates in the future is probably not compelling enough nowadays for someone to hand over their email address. It needs to convince them on the spot that signing up is worth their effort and time. This is the primary reason I have grown quickly. I dedicate a significant amount of time to creating freebies. Not so much nowadays, but I did about a year or 2 ago. A freebie is a digital download that I offer. You can offer it in exchange for someone's email address to be able to contact them in the future. This freebie is of value to them. They download it, and ideally they stick around on your email list for the future to hear about ideas, updates, sales, everything happening in your world. It starts to build trust with them, and ideally a cold web traffic user becomes a customer or a client. Now, I've always known that I've needed freebies, but I didn't know which freebies would stick until I tried a few. So the lesson here, at least from my experience, is that one freebie isn't enough to grow quickly. You need to test out a few over an extended period of time to see what sticks. So for example, my first freebie has done decently well. Over 500 people have downloaded my personal branding checklist. Not overnight, of course, but gradually. The majority of people have found this on the homepage of my website. And I have many others that haven't performed that well, many, over 10. And believe it or not, over 7,000 subscribers have come to me from 2 freebies. My 100 words to describe your brand. At the time of recording this, that has sent over 1,500 people to my list. And the winner, with over 5,000 people sent to my list and counting, that is my 100 evergreen content ideas, which many people have found here on YouTube and a few other places which I'll discuss in a moment. My point here, I had no way of knowing which would perform best. That's why I had to try a few. In fact, at the time of recording this, I had over 10 freebies that you can download on my website, philpallen.co/freebies, if you want to check them out. We've talked about consistency, incentive. Now let's talk about a third reason I've grown my email subscribers quickly. Reason number 3, cross-promotion. Don't be too reliant on one platform, medium, or way to grow your email subscribers. For example, on your own website. Certainly, it's a great way to funnel high-quality traffic to your list. Someone who's on your website is already interested in some aspect of you. Now, I would recommend getting people to your list somewhere that's got inherent interest or search activity. For me, there is no better platform for that, for sending email subscribers to my list, than YouTube. Not every video, but some videos that happen to take off, like the one that I'll link to somewhere over here called 3 Free Content Creation Apps. You'll notice in its description that I list my freebie up nice and high, and that sent me thousands of people. Thank you, YouTube. So make sure it's nice and visible on your own website. Try and also benefit from interest or search, so YouTube converts beautifully for me. Also, so does Pinterest and Instagram. If you've got a compelling offer or download that's relevant to your audience, that's been the recipe for success, at least for me, for quick growth. Consistency, incentive, cross-promotion, and there's one more reason, which is reason 4, value. So we've talked a lot about obtaining new subscribers, which is important, but there's another factor here that's essential too, and that's keeping them sticking around, enticing them to stay on your list and not hit that dreaded unsubscribe button. Here's my general rule of thumb. For every one piece of promotional or sponsored content, I try and balance it with something purely of value. Always. This is my rule. This week's video isn't sponsored. Next week's video probably is, but that's the balance that I work hard to achieve so people stick around and get value. Even if it's sponsored, I want to make sure it's valuable. Always giving value in everything you do, even when you're selling. Actually, that's another rule of thumb. Even in a sales email, I try to teach something or share something valuable, advice or insight. I respect my subscribers' time, so if they take the time to read my email, I want to make sure they get something from it and not just a sales pitch. So value. Always giving it, I found it to be crucial in making people want to stick around. Now, some of you might be wondering, but Phil, what platform should I use for all of this? And I would say, actually, that's less important than a good strategy. You can achieve success with email marketing using a variety of platforms. My personal favorite is ConvertKit because it's intuitive, organized well, and it's just easy for me to pop in there, prepare an email, send it out in a way that feels simple yet personalized. I compare ConvertKit with its very popular competitor, MailChimp, in another video, which I will link to somewhere over here. Know that I've tried all of the main platforms to be able to make qualified recommendations, ideally, so you don't have to try all of them too. If this is feeling exciting but kind of overwhelming, I get it. I too have felt this way more recently than not about email marketing. I've got an online course called Email Mastery, which teaches you how to implement email marketing tactics that will save you time and help you earn a profit online. It's one of my courses that are fun, self-paced, and teach you actionable steps to reach your goals. And for sticking with me this long in this video, I'm giving you a special promo code below to get the course deeply discounted, my way of saying thanks for hanging out with me today. So there you go. That's been my experience with email marketing over the past few years. Truly something now that's nearly on autopilot. It's so easy, and it's always a reliable platform when it comes to selling digital goods like courses. I'm linking to ConvertKit, my go-to email marketing platform, below. I don't know where I'd be without them. Highly recommending them to beginners and more advanced emailers alike. That is my affiliate link down there, which means I may be paid a small commission if you sign up today using that link at no additional cost to you. Thanks for doing that, if you do. And if you've got any lingering questions, comment below. Let's keep the conversation going on down there. I respond to those personally. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. That helps other people discover these videos that we work very hard to create for you. And subscribe for more from me on branding, positioning, building, and promoting your brand. Next, I'm sharing through a few videos that I think you're going to be interested in. I'm Phil Pallen. Thanks for watching, and those videos are coming up next.